Hello and welcome to the Blue Shadow Podcast. My name is Joey.
My name is Dan.
And today we are going to bring you I can't even believe I'm saying this already. I feel like we just started the year, but the June 2025 monthly update. This is our monthly show where we catch up with one another on the things we've been watching, reading, playing, so that and you can catch up with what we're consuming. So, Dan, let's start off. What are you watching?
I've been powering through the Blacklist. It's very good. And then I actually started a new show called In Residence, or The Residence, excuse me, on Netflix.
You're in a medical show phase, aren't you?
That's great, except this is not a medical
Oh,
show.
dang it. I was hoping it was medical.
The Residence is referring to the White House.
Oh, wow.
It's a mystery show, and the overview is Cordelia Cup, an eccentric detective, arrives at the White House in order to solve a murder which happened during a state dinner.
There's been a murder.
There has been a murder.
Is that Giancarlo Esposito in the poster?
It is. That is Giancarlo Esposito. They have
Wow.
Randall Park. Um, he plays in it. It's a very good show.
Oh, look at that. That looks fun. Is it just one season?
Yes, just came out. Well, it came out in 2025.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is quite funny.
You think I'd like it?
It's quirky. I think you would like it.
I like a little weirdness.
So you're basically it's following this super detective who has to solve a murder at the White House.
That's awesome.
I'm not
I'm a
gonna.
sucker for mystery shows. I think we've talked about Psych and Monk and all these shows that I love. So it sounds,
This really is a big whodunit. And each episode, as you progress, they do it in such a way where it's like, okay, this is obviously the person. Because it'll kind of hone in on one person, and then it's like,
mhm.
ugh, sorry,
That sounds awesome. How many episodes?
I don't know. I'm five. There might be eight. Eight. I'm through
Are they like hour or 20-minute episodes?
hour.
Okay, cool. Are you all done with your watching?
Yes.
So I can finally say, after 6 months of watching it and the first 8 seasons of the superfan episodes of The Office, I breezed through season 9 because it was the normal episode. So I finished my Office rewatch finally. It's taken a very long time,
Hmm.
but I enjoyed the show a lot. The last time I watched it, I don't know if I was just not in the mood for it. I was like, it's not vibing with me so much. But I really did enjoy it this watch through, and I really appreciated characters that I did not in previous. And this is probably the fourth or fifth time I've watched it. I appreciated Robert California, Nellie, Pete. I liked a lot of the later additions to the cast a lot more than I had in the past this time.
Especially D'Angelo.
No, no, I still hate him.
But no, speaking of Robert California, imagine him as this ultra criminal, and that's the Blacklist. It is the same person.
That sounds kind of awesome. Um, I did want to bring up one thing about The Office because I know you've watched it, and spoiler alert if you haven't watched The Office, but I thought that the athlete, and I hated it the whole time, but every time I've watched it, but the athlete storyline is so frustrating. That's Jim's company in Philly.
Yeah.
I just don't. It feels so forced. Like Jim was interested in sports, but he never showed any desire to do this.
Well, I think they'll argue with he never showed any desire to do it because that means he would have to leave Pam.
I
I'm just telling you,
I know, but
they
I
heavily imply that he could have left Dunder Mifflin, but he chose to stay for Pam.
well, that's it. That happens in the middle of the season. Towards the
No, no,
end.
no, 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 no. I mean, like before they were engaged.
Well, yeah, but then not for a sports marketing company that somehow inexplicably, as a startup, has a beautiful office and gets all of the star Philadelphia players for some
Not to,
I don't even know what they do.
isn't it like helping them build their own brand?
Yeah,
Regardless,
I don't know. Anyway, I
what,
that's
what
all
did you
to
think of
say. I love the show again.
what did you think of Brian, the boom mic guy?
I Interesting character. I unfortunately I didn't love it because it was an extension of the stupid athlete storyline.
Hmm.
But I love the breaking the fourth wall with the documentary crew. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah.
All right. So and then watching, I finished that. we're gonna start Abbott Elementary next, but I might
Oh, that's a
try
good
to
one.
slip this Netflix show in between now that you're talking about.
It's good. It's quick.
That's so that helps.
You should watch
And
Chernobyl.
I don't want to be sad.
Luthen's in it.
Who?
Luthen.
Oh, and we could watch Mamma Mia too.
Oh my. He's much more of a Luthen-esque character in Chernobyl.
Oh my God. I before we talk about a Chernobyl connection, I I don't know where I was going with that
What
one.
have you been
I
reading?
no, I'm not done with TV yet.
Oh,
I want
oh,
to talk about
oh,
the
okay.
lab. Finish The Last of Us season two. I liked it a lot. I'm a big fan of the game. I really, really liked it. I had some issues with some of the rearrangement of the order of things and some of the very minor changes that they made. And I thought I was telling Dan before we started recording that I thought that the way that they used the time they had allocated, they it was just not the way that I expected to go. And Dan, for a game that is substantially longer, it's 2 episodes shorter than season one.
I heard it's only what, 7 episodes?
7 episodes, and it feels like it needed 2 more episodes to do what I wanted. And I,
From what it sounds, as somebody who hasn't watched it but has only read the reactions online, both good and bad, it seems like they're splitting season two up in a way not to delve deeper into the story, but literally just to get a third season.
no, I don't know that I would. I think the game makes sense to have 3 seasons, but I think we spend a lot of time in Jackson at the beginning that is disproportionate to the amount of time you spent in Jackson in the game.
Gotta milk Pedro Pascal.
That yes, I think that's it.
I think
And
that's
then B, in terms of the timing, they did. I'm not gonna say it because you haven't played it yet, but I will say they in the game you spend a lot of time as Ellie in Seattle. You hit all the high notes in the show of what Ellie does in Seattle, but you lose out on a lot of the emotional core and watching Ellie's emotional state decline and her mental state decline because you just don't spend as much time with her.
hmm
It I don't know. It was good. I just whatever.
I'm excited for you to start Abbott though.
Yes, no, I'm very eager. So that should be fun. All right. Now,
It's you have to remember going into it. You talked to me about gratuitous Philadelphia references. You have to remember the creator is from the area and she wrote a lot of it.
I imagine if I was, if there was a Pittsburgh-based show, I mean, The Pit. I haven't watched it, but you said like if they made little Pittsburgh references, I would be excited about it. So
Yeah.
I get what it's doing. I probably won't even realize half the stuff. Um,
They make it pretty overt.
okay, never mind. But anyway, do you have something you've been reading? So now
Yes, I've been
transitioning into our reading.
continuing my 27 steps.
How far along are you?
Um, say about three quarters, if not more.
Not too shabby. You like it?
I do. It's a
Good.
good old mystery.
You're in the mystery phase.
I'm a big mystery fan.
Me too.
Love mystery books.
I don't consume the stories enough, but I do enjoy a good mystery.
Big Agatha Christie guy.
Anything else
How
you want
about
to
you?
share about that? No?
About me being an Agatha Christie guy or
No,
the
no,
book?
about the book. It's all right if you don't.
No, it's a very tangled story that I really can't go into much.
All right. Well, I can happily say for me that I have finally finished the last book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, A Court of Silver Flames.
ACOTAR.
I this book was not my favorite of the series. It was very long and it was more of like a character driven thing than a plot driven thing. But holy crap, I think this might be my favorite book series I've ever read.
Wow, beats Lord of the Rings.
Now, granted, I haven't fully read Lord of the Rings, but I've read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Hunger Games, the popular a lot of popular book series. These are so good. I can't understate how good these books are.
Yeah, no, I've heard almost all positive reviews.
Me too. I don't know. I think there's some hesitation because it's like, oh, it's romance and fantasy, but it is as compelling as any story that I've ever, consumed. The
To
world
speak
is great. I loved it, and I don't want to say anything because I want Dan to read it. Go ahead.
I gotta say this. I can't not say it.
Go ahead.
To speak to the romance trope that it's put in, um, I saw a display where it was at Michael's and it was ACOTAR stuff, and then on the same shelf was a monster human romance coloring book.
That's kind of funny.
And I'm like, it's not doing the book justice from what I've heard.
What could I get you do? What could I do to get you to read these?
I'll read it. I just need the time. That's what I've been very short on in the month of May.
That makes sense. I do resonate with that. In fact, so the
And June will be even less
worse.
time.
Yeah, I also resonate with that. I am putting off the next thing I'm going to read is actually the author of ACOTAR's first series. My wife has the whole box set, so I already have the book sitting on my nightstand, but I'm putting it off so that I can one let ACOTAR sit a little simmer a little more, not just hop on to the next thing, and two because I've started playing a new video game for the first time in a while. Mind
Ooh,
if I jump right into that?
you do tell.
So I last I think two monthly updates I've said I really want to play Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I am a physical first gamer, so I waited for the physical version to come out. I bought it, I started playing it, and I've not gotten far enough into the story to be like, oh my God, this is game of the year or anything. But I really enjoy the premise. I enjoy turn-based combat, believe it or not. It's not my favorite thing, but it's very good. Do you know the concept?
Mm-mm.
So there's you're in this like it's a French developer, so it's like this French infused world that's like new, and there's this thing called the grammage where every year it started at 100 and now it's down to like when you start the game it's at 34, and then at the end of that year everyone the number switches to 33 and everyone who is age 33 kind of Thanos dusts into flowers, and then they send an expedition every year of volunteers that are, typically that age, like would be the
Mm-hmm.
next ones to be gramaged. They send an expedition out to try and understand what's happening and stop it from happening.
Oh, I'm trying to think. So everybody theoretically knows when their turn is up, right?
Yes, yes.
Fun.
And there, it started at Expedition 100 and now it's down to Expedition 33. So like the oldest person in this universe you know, in that town where you start is 33.
Wait, okay, now I'm a little confused.
The
So the town is being wiped out year by year?
Yes, that like civilization. And then it started at 100, and then so everyone who was 100 got Thanos. Then the next year 99, and you go all the way
But
down.
then wouldn't those people have turned a year older? So everybody who was 99 in the year of 100, then be 100 the next.
I haven't thought too much about the logistics of the difficulty, but basically there's no one older.
Okay, okay.
There's I just take it on that. There's no one older, and they are continuing to get dust. And then there's like a whole debate about having kids in it and like all that. So it's an interesting concept that is fueling my initial hours of gameplay.
I'll have to check it out.
I'll let you know when something hooks me, I get very fired up about it. So
I do.
maybe in the July monthly update, I'll be fired up.
Yes.
I do
And
want to
by
say,
that time,
go ahead.
you'll have been fired up for 2 weeks.
Yes.
And it's the first time you can publicly shame me.
No, no, I won't publicly shame you. I will only
Shame, dude.
publicly shame you about The Last of Us 2 because you said you'd do it and you started it.
I started way too late, but it's okay.
Well, I gave
I
it to you in time.
I it's not your fault.
I know, I'm just messing with you. The only other thing I wanted to talk about is that I have fallen off of Marvel Snap, and I feel very
Oh
guilty
no.
about it. I need to get back into it.
Oh, I've been playing.
I've been quite busy. I talked to tell you about my studying, so that's been
Yeah.
overtaking me a lot. But anyway, what have you been playing? And then we can bring it home for
I
the
really
month of June.
have not played that much of anything recently. I look for quick quick hitters now at the moment. Like I'll play MLB The Show because I
Hmm.
can play a game. I could play a FIFA. I could play College Football 25. Um, Played Grand Theft Auto with my buddy the other day
That's fun.
to
And
try
you
and
are
work on
correct
our
that
heist.
if you're trying to just do a quick little thing, the intense weight and moral
Again, I don't want to
ambiguity of The Last of
feel
Us is not.
awful before going to bed. Granted, I will go play Grand Theft Auto and do horrific things in that game,
But they don't
but
make you feel bad about it.
no, they don't. They encourage it.
My experience with The Last of Us 2, I took off a day of work to go get it on a Friday, and I basically played it nonstop full time. So I just had an intense period of emotional turmoil from it, rather than it being drawn
God,
out.
could not be me.
Anyway, anything else to add for this month?
I've been playing Marvel Snap here and there.
I need to get
The
back
new
on
cards
it.
are getting a little interesting.
That I haven't even been paying attention, so that's
A
we're gonna
lot of
get back into
move,
it. Oh, it never goes well when they introduce moves.
but it's like some weird move.
All right. Well, I'm intrigued, and I will watch the developer update that I saw just came out to get me excited.
Yes. Oh, well, I don't know what they're the past season.
Okay.
Like if you
Okay.
go to the seasonal series 5.
Okay. I'll go give that a look, and then we'll see what's coming up with the developer update. But with that, let us know what you've been watching, reading, and playing. We'd love to hear from you. See what we could incorporate into the next iteration of this. Any recommendations? I would recommend that anyone read ACOTAR, no matter what. It's not a girly fairy book. It's for everyone, and it's fantastic. I feel like the guy in Parks and Rec that handcuffed himself to Leslie Knope's chair talking about Twilight, but for ACOTAR. Anyway, with that, please consider giving us a like, subscription, comment on YouTube or the podcast platform of your choice. Consider giving us a follow on Twitter or X at Blue Shadow Pod or on Instagram at Blue Shadow Podcast. With that, we thank you again for your time. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time.
See you next time. Thank you.